Hi all, Mike Melvin here from 3v3 UK. One of the questions we've been asked a lot then is how do you deal with different squad sizes on match day? So obviously it could be a bit of a nightmare when you've got different numbers. So what I've done is I've put together like a simple tool that'll work it all out for you. So you don't need to be a mathematician, you don't need to be scratching down, who's playing who on what pitch and who's rotating to here, there and everywhere. And there's so many variations that could possibly happen on match day or training day. So I put this tool together to help anyone out, free to use. It's on our website. Just go to the website www.3v3.co.uk and it's under the under sevens future fit hub. So I'm just going to go through it now and do a quick demo. So the first thing it lets you do is pick how many squads you've got, so how many teams. So it lets you pick between 2 and 4, so depending on what you've got coming down on match day. And then the second, then obviously you name them. So I'm just going to rename these. Lions, I've got 8 players, and Tigers, I'm going to have 10 players, just so it's an odd number. So it's work out for you can do any of this between 1 and 15 on there. You can also put in then players' names. So further down the table, and you see it now, it'll show you every game what each player will play. So I'd recommend you doing that, obviously, just for the speed of this, and because I don't know all the players' names. I'm going to leave it blank, and it just defaults then to A1, A2, A3, and B1, B2, B3, and so on. Okay, so that's your first part that you input on the squads. Second part you input is on your session. So how long your game time? So the FA recommend for future fit 3v3 between 6 and 10 minutes. So I've done it at 8, and it defaults to this automatically. You can change it to whatever you want. Rest time in between games, how long we've got of the total session, and what time we play kickoff. How many pitches we've got. Now, this is important, obviously, depending on numbers. Now, again, the FA recommendations is everyone's always playing. So if you've got, 24 players, what's that work out? You need 4 pitches. If you've got, 60 players, you need 10 pitches. But we all know sometimes you're restricted by what pitch space you've got, how many goals, etc. you've got on there. So it lets you put in how many pitches you've got. It does put down here how many pitches it recommends. So it'll tell you, we recommend for the numbers that have been inputted, you need 3 pitches. So it's on that. And then there's a few other options on here. So the spare player ones, so this is if we had, say, 20 players, but only enough for 18 to be playing, it tells you what to do with these spare players. So either put them as subs or put them as a rest. So you can choose. Obviously, yeah, it works out where everyone's playing if you've got enough space, but if you've not, then it'll do add subs or make them rest. Then the second one to look at then is the formation. So do you rotate your teammates? So in your squad of 8, do they mix each other up every single game, or do you keep them together? So little Johnny, little Frankie, and little Deborah, they can always be the same team. So if you want to do that, you can do it. Again, FA recommendations is you rotate them around so they all get to play with everyone. And then the last one is the matchup. So this then, there's 3 options. So it keeps the same squads where possible as 1. So team A, say you've got 8 players, and team B, you've got 10 in this instance. So it'll always do, game 1, 3 of team A, game 2, 3 of team A. But then instead of the 2 left out, and the spare players then from team B, it'll mix them together. So you'll end up having, and it'll show you in a second, like a mixed team for one of the games in this number of 10 and 8. You can change it, keep your squads totally separate. So in this case, you'll end up then with 2 lots of 3v3 and a 2v2, and team B will have 2 subs. Yeah. Or the other option is completely mix them all up. So team A and team B just play mixed, with each other throughout the day. So the main one's going to be used is keep the same squads where possible. So that's on there. So it works it all out for you. And then the formats. So I've automatically done the formats for you, but if you wanted to override them, you could just change that to manual and just input your formats there. But we're just going to leave it to automatic for now. And then just simple, generate your fixtures. You can then export this into a sheet if you wanted to afterwards, but it'll all be there just on the website for you to do. So just your summary there. It's going to give you no warnings. And then it goes into squad fairness. Now, this works out dead easy because every kid is playing every game. Obviously, I'll do another example in a minute where it's not, and it'll show you, where it works out, making it fair all the time. Where every player will play, A1 for Lions will play 6 games. This is all dead simple. And then your full fixture list. So on here, you've got, round 1, 1 o'clock, pitch 1 is A and B versus B and B. That's the odd one, this hybrid game. B and AAA as the second game, AAA and BBB as the third game. And then it tells you what players are playing on each team. And then for your second round, it will completely mix them up, again. All right. So it does it all for you. It's all there. So that's the full fixture list. Then it gives you an individual fixture list as well. You probably don't need to look at this. This is just on fairness, and we've already looked at that. But it just tells you there what every player plays. This is for something later down the line when we're going to add some more tools to this. This will become more relevant then, but I've added it in now already. And then these are for your pitch facilitators. So each pitch, you'll have someone in charge. So you just give them that pitch and they'll go, right, my first game is a mixed game between A1, A2 and B1, B2, B3, B4. So each pitch facilitator will know who's on what side, left side, right side. Same pitch 2, same pitch 3. Dead simple. Video here, obviously what you're watching now, on how it all works. Now this will be updated. So if you find any bugs, or as we're adding more to it, this will be updated all the time. I just wanted to run through like a problem one. This was quite simple, like with even numbers. So, but what if we do, we ended up with a squad, 4 squads. One's got 8, one's got 10. Squad C have got 6, and then let's change squad D to 7. Just random numbers, and it'll happen because on match day, you all planned to, you all got 10, but some kids are at a party, one of them's ill, one of them's running late, and so on. So it lets you input what you've got on the day, and we do this within seconds. Game time, minutes, etc., all in there. Now, it'll tell you here, because of them numbers, we recommend we have 6 pitches. Now, if you've not got space for 6 pitches, what are you going to do? So we're going to just go for the example of using 4 here, but we need 6. So it's going to, as we said before, it's going to make these players subs instead of resting. All right. So that's going to do there. Then we're going to generate the fixtures again. And there we go. Just only takes a few seconds to work it out, but then it's giving you a summary. There's no warnings. And then it tries to be fair as possible on game times. So you see here between 4.6 and 4.71 games each, and how many times players in that squad are subs. Don't mean you've got 11 subs in one game. That's 11 times over the full round you'll be subs. All right. It'll give you a check because some players will play more than others. So here, see here, A3, he'll play 5 times and only be sub once and play in the hybrid game twice. Whereas A2 will play 4 games, 2 of them 2 times will be subs, and 3 times will be in a hybrid game. So you can check if you want to swap players around. So there's a lot of players here when we do this one. A lot of fixtures then as well. So again, it's just to make it simple for you. So each round said there's 4 pitches. So round 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And it'll tell you there, who's playing on what pitch and on what team. So sometimes it'll be a hybrid game. Sometimes it'll be squad D v Tigers, Lions v Tigers, and so on. And it'll work it out for you. So a lot of the games are hybrid, just so all players get to play, and with these various different numbers all the time. And then again into your pitches, who's playing on what pitch at what time. 4 pitches, so you've got 24 games in total. So a simple tool. Hopefully it'll help you out. I do imagine there will be bugs in the system. It won't always be perfect. If there is anything that we need to test and update, please let us know. This is like an ongoing module then that we'll keep improving as we can. But please let us know what you think about it. Does it work for you? And hopefully it helps on match day. Cheers now.